I started using meth when I was 29 years old. My brother was murdered, and I just wanted something that made me feel different, to take away the pain and to numb it. And it did a really good job. The only problem was it numbed everything.
Started experimenting with drugs at a really young age, really early age, and it kind of got me off track. I didn't have any desire to do anything. I could barely pull myself out of bed most days, because what was the point? You know, I just wanted to lay in bed all day and take pills.
When I was in high school, I always made good grades, A's and B's, was on the cheerleading team, played basketball, was very involved until the summer of my 11th grade year. And it was then that I was introduced to methamphetamines. And right away, I loved it.
Society tells us that if you're an addict, that you don't have dreams and hopes, that you don't come from a good family, you've never been to church, and that just isn't the case. I went to a doctor and I was really anxious about my future, and he prescribed me Xanax. And within weeks I had to have them.
I quit being a mother, I quit being a daughter, I quit being a friend. My whole life was controlled by meth.
My husband and I did a lot of meth together. He was in and out of prison, still is this day in prison. We have 2 small children. I have a 7-year-old little boy and a 5-year-old little girl. I was physically there, but I was never there for them emotionally. And in the end of my addiction, I was not involved in their lives.
I drew away from my friends, pulled away from my family. You know, all the people that really cared about me are the ones that I hurt the most. I didn't ever realize that what I was doing to myself was hurting other people.
I guess one of the all-time lows for me was when my son was standing in the middle of the road crying for me to turn around and come back home. And I left him crying in the middle of the road and got in that car and chose dope over my son.
My little brother, who's autistic, has really depended upon me, and we've always been very close. And all of a sudden he couldn't trust me, and I wasn't showing up when he asked me to. Or I was so manic and crazy when he saw me that he didn't want to be around me. I scared him. And my bottom in my addiction was missing his graduation of high school, which was a huge accomplishment for him. And I couldn't be there. That spiraled me even further out of control, and I ended up overdosing.
I stole from everybody that I cared about, from my dad, from my mother-in-law. Anybody who had ever done anything for me, I took complete advantage of them. And one day my son said, I don't have a mommy or a daddy. And it was then that I realized I had to do something different.
I started volunteering at some of the local detox facilities and some of the local sober living places. And a young man and his wife and 5-year-old girl came walking in, and he said he had called other facilities and they wouldn't take him, and they had recommended him to this place. And the guy looked at him and he said, well, we're not going to be able to take you in for 3 weeks, and it's going to be $150. And the young man said, but I don't have any money and I don't have 3 weeks. I need help now. And his wife came up, started crying, and the little girl came running up and said, Mommy, why are you crying? I've already seen a bunch of people turned away because they had no money and no insurance. But when I saw the impact that it had on this young family, and I knew that we could do something about this, it was time for a career change for me. And that's where Sober Living America came from. We opened the first facility with very little money and very little support. And these young adults and people coming in asking for help. And we all kind of became a family together.
When I came to Sober Living, I was really scared. I was really nervous. And the staff here at Sober Living all welcomed me and gave me the things that I needed, and I have more real friendships and real relationships here at Sober Living than I've had in the past 10 years of my life. The community here at Sober Living is amazing. We hold each other accountable and everyone builds each other up. Sober Living America has given my kids their mom back. And that is something that I've tried for years and years and years to do.
I ended up at Sober Living America. For the first time in my life, I thought, you know, maybe this is going to work. It's been 45, 50 days now. I've been clean and sober, and I can't tell you, I cannot even explain the difference that it's made in my life. For the first time in so long, I wake up feeling great every day and ready to live life again.
Something happened at Sober Living America. I began to identify with people, and I had a group of people around me that let me know that it was okay to just be me. And I have this great circle of friends and this community that is home. I've come to the resolution that I'm never going to use again no matter what. And I got that at Sober Living America.
Finally, I called Sober Living America, and I was met with love and compassion. I was accepted that day, and when I got there were all these people that had a solution to this problem. By Mother's Day, my mom and my little brother came and saw me, and on Mother's Day, I got to give my mom her daughter back. I got to be the sister that my little brother needed. Since then, me and my family have been reunited. I now am a program director at Sober Living America, where I found the purpose of my life. And most importantly, I got my life back there.